What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA Friday, March 22nd. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay, let's take a look at the point guard position. I like Spencer Dinwiddie from the Brooklyn Nets playing the LA Lakers, who have the 5th worst defense overall, and they give up the 8th most fantasy points to opposing point guards. Spencer Dinwiddie has scored 16, 25, and 29 fantasy points in the last 3 games, averaging 29.3 fantasy points per game on the season and an average of 28 minutes per game with a 26% usage rate. Spencer Dinwiddie is $5,900 DraftKings salary. He's $400 less on FanDuel, so I love that FanDuel price. Projected at 29.8 fantasy points here tonight, that's over 5 times value. There's an implied total of 229.5 points in this game. Now look, everyone's going to be heavy on D'Angelo Russell coming off of a ceiling game versus his old team. I get it. I'm going to have some D'Angelo Russell as well. But Spencer Dinwiddie at $5,900 DraftKings and $400 less on FanDuel, he's got 40 and 50 point upside. So I think that price is way too low. This is a great matchup. I love Spencer Dinwiddie here versus the LA Lakers. Remember, we added projected ownership, and that will be updating throughout the day as injury news changes. We also added the fantasy points per minute stat here for each player. And we also added a stat that's new to the industry. We call it the hit percentage, and it's the percent chance this player has to hit value at his current DFS salary. And you can access all these new stats even on mobile devices by tapping the dash rank icon. Okay, who do we have at the shooting guard position? I like Lou Williams for the LA Clippers playing the Cleveland Cavaliers, who have the 10th worst defense overall, and they give up the 9th most fantasy points to opposing shooting guards. Lou Williams has scored 29, 36, and 28 fantasy points in the last 3 games, averaging 33.4 fantasy points per game on the season and an average of 26 minutes per game with a 33% usage rate. Lou Williams is $6,700 DraftKings salary. He's $700 more on FanDuel, projected at 34 fantasy points here tonight. That's right over 5 times value. There's an implied total of 224.5 points in this game. It's a fast-paced game versus a bad team with a fantastic matchup, so I love Lou Williams here versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the position optimizer where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new player trends tool where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups. Okay, who do we have at the small forward position? I like Josh Richardson from the Miami Heat playing the Milwaukee Bucks, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall, and they're pretty good defending opposing small forwards. Josh Richardson has scored 34, 29, and 26 fantasy points in the last 3 games, averaging 30.9 fantasy points per game on the season and an average of 35 minutes per game with a 21% usage rate. Josh Richardson is $5,800 DraftKings salary. He's $600 more on FanDuel, projected at 32.1 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.5 times value. Winslow and Magruder should be out for this game. That's going to open up a lot of minutes in usage for Josh Richardson, who's been playing almost 40 minutes a game. So I love Josh Richardson here versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $100 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won, and then we'll send you $100 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Okay, who do we have at the power forward position? I like Larry Nance Jr. from the Cleveland Cavaliers playing the Los Angeles Clippers, who have the 6th worst defense overall, and they give up the 2nd most fantasy points to opposing power forwards. Larry Nance Jr. scored 31 fantasy points in his first game back from injury. He averages 27.4 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 26 minutes per game with a 16% usage rate. Larry Nance Jr. is $5,300 DraftKings salary. He's $500 more on FanDuel, projected at 26.7 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5 times value. Check to see if he's starting. If Larry Nance Jr. is starting, he's definitely going to be a lock for me at $5,300. If he's coming off the bench, I'll be a little more hesitant, but I think he's still a good play. There's an implied total of 224.5 points in this game. This is a home game, a fast-paced game, a fantastic matchup. I love Larry Nance Jr. here versus the Los Angeles Clippers. Okay, moving on to the center position. I like Clint Capella from the Houston Rockets playing the San Antonio Spurs, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall, and they're also middle-of-the-pack defending opposing centers. Clint Capella has scored 34, 44, and 43 fantasy points in his last 3 games, averaging 39.2 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 34 minutes per game with an 18% usage rate. Clint Capella is $7,400 DraftKings salary. He's $800 more on FanDuel, projected at 37.2 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5 times value. But the reason I'm picking Clint Capella, he seems a little overpriced, and he's only going to be 3% owned, is because of his team history versus the San Antonio Spurs. He scored 55, 55, and 39 fantasy points versus the San Antonio Spurs in the last 3 games. So I think there may be something there, and at 3% ownership, I think he's worth a shot in a few lineups. This is a home game, a fast-paced game, and a great team history matchup, so I love Clint Capella here versus the San Antonio Spurs. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smickety smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.